Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this how to play video I'm going to take a look at N'Zoth Mage. N'Zoth Mage is an interesting variant of Big Spell Mage, originally developed by the Belgian Hearthstone player Tic-Tac, but currently there are quite a lot of variants of it around. The core idea that Tic-Tac introduced was to put N'Zoth the Corruptor in the Big Spell Mage, with supporting cards being Sindragosa, Plated Beetles and Pyros. So if you can get Pyros to die as a 2-2, and you can get Pyros to die as a 6-6, and then you summon the 2-2 and 6-6 Pyros back with N'Zoth, and you get them to die again, then you're on your road to creating 3 10-10 Pyroses in the end. So that's really the power and value that is at the core of this deck. Compared to regular Big Spell Mage, the N'Zoth Mage is much more of a fatigue build. There's absolutely no reach in this deck. There's no Firelands portals, there's no Pyroblast, there's no nothing. You're completely reliant on removing everything and then using the Death Rattle minions and also the minions summoned from N'Zoth to keep you alive and push damage. Not that you really need to push that much damage, because once you go Jaina and Pyros is an elemental and you have water elementals, so you're healing an insane amount even in fatigue. So just about any opponent will fatigue before you do. Overall very similar deck to play than Big Spell Mage, but there's some differences because this goes deeper into fatigue and doesn't have reach. Against aggressive decks you're basically playing the same deck. You have Dragon's Fury, you have Blizzard, you have Meteor, you have Flame Strike. In this particular build I have also opted to include 2 copies of Twilight Flamecaller. It's an excellent deck in any kind of Paladin meta where there are lots of 1 health minions. I used Twilight Flamecallers in my Legend Big Spell Mage in December. Back then Aggro Paladin was a thing, now it's Silverhand Paladin, but the same rules apply, and Twilight Flamecaller is an excellent deck for this environment. So going against aggro you're looking for Arcanologist, Doomsayer, Beetle, Raven Familiar, Flamecaller and Dragon's Fury. Whereas when you're going against control, then you're looking for stuff like Frostlich Jaina. And depending on the build, maybe you can look for something like Polymorph or Skulking Geist. You need to think about more, if you're up against control, you need to think about more on what is that control deck's actual win conditions and how do I counter them. The deck typically wins in fatigue, so in control matchups you're not that interested in drawing. You don't necessarily want to play Raven Familiars, you don't necessarily want to play your Curator. Whereas in aggro matchups you're of course much more interested in drawing. And of course also if you're against Warlock, then you can draw quite liberally, because Warlock is drawing very liberally themselves. Because the deck is very slow, it also includes Dirty Rat for combo prevention, so that you can try to Dirty Rat some important combo pieces away from the opponent's hand, or big value cards like N'Zoth. Typically a late game card for removing key cards from the opponent's hand when you know that their selection of cards is already pretty limited. There's also quite a few combo Dragon Priests on the ladder right now trying to kill people with those inner fire combos. So this build runs Ice Block. Some builds run 2 copies, I run just 1 copy in this with 1 Arcanologist. The only purpose of Ice Block really in this deck is combo prevention. So if there's an OTK combo that then makes the opponent vulnerable after that, then you have the Ice Block to prevent it, and then you can turn the game around. While playing with this deck and reviewing my stats later on, actually Medivh the Guardian is probably overkill. It has not been that much needed because there's so much value in the deck otherwise. So if I were to remake this deck right now, I would probably cut the Medivh and put in 1 copy of Arcane Artificer instead to get a little bit more armor against aggro. But even with Medivh in the deck performed rather well, going with 66% win rate in Legend Ladder. So very nice deck to play. A lot of fun if you enjoy fatigue, a lot of fun if you enjoy control, a lot of fun if you enjoy N'Zoth. N'Zoth is one of my favorite cards. You can put N'Zoth in anything and it will be fun. As always, I've prepared a bunch of gameplay material of this deck for you, and remember, if you enjoy this content then please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more. And now let's go take a look at some N'Zoth Mage gameplay. That's what I'm wondering. Because I don't want the Raven Familiar in the mirror, but I do want it against Secret Mage. I don't have the coin, which means that I'm unfavored if that's a Secret Mage. I probably don't want the Flame Caller. I think I'll keep the Familiar. Well, not so hard to find out what we're up against. So a number of options. I could try to rat, but if it's explosive runes, the rat dies. I could ping this, but I think I'll look for a draw with the Raven Familiar here. Oh, he's running Pyroblast. I don't even get the draw. And it was the runes. Alright. I was hoping to get something good there, but yeah. Well, now there's no secret up, unless it's another lucky. High suppressing, no. What item is being used to track the deck? It's called Hearthstone Deck Tracker. Pretty simple name, really. And it also has a Twitch extension, so that's why you see the interactive overlay if you're watching on PC. Now, let's kill some of those. Alright, so that one is probably a counter spell then. Good to know, good to know.
We have many secrets.
And then again explosive runes. Well, the only play I can make is the rat. He has only one card in hand. I think I'm going with the rat here. It was the runes. Fancy cool article defile, thanks. I really thought I did a pretty good job on that one as well. So that's a spell he had in his hand. He has a counter spell up. I have nothing I can play. I managed to draw 3 of my 5 most expensive cards in the deck. I don't have to proc the counter. I do have to proc the counter spell. I can always Meteor next turn unless he has another counter spell. So if he needs to play a minion... Oh, but he has another counter spell. 2 explosive runes, 2 counter spells. That's a powerful opener. Well, I guess I'm dead then. That's an ice block. So I'm not dead, or could be a potion of polymorph. But it's unlikely for me to survive. Oh, seriously. Well, you can't beat that draw, especially when you're not on the coin. It's just not doable. It's just not doable. Yeah, I'm dead next turn. Can't help it. One turn before EApbHAtXhAtfhAurmAgA comes. Dealing damage to the beetle doesn't help me. There's no way he has not drawn any burn. Ha. Well, this is always the play here, but there's no way I leave. Okay, I think we can roll with these. Again, we're not on the coin, so if this is a Secret Mage, then him having the coin makes him a bit more favored. What's the general purpose of Rat? It's to prevent combos, because combo decks kill you because you're a very slow deck. Now I don't know if I'm in a mirror. If I'm in a mirror, I don't want to draw. That's the thing. Him keeping the coin makes me think that I could be in a mirror. So in a mirror I start with the beetle. I guess Secret Mage I would play beetle into explosive runes most likely. On the other hand, they're running polymorph, potion of polymorph now often as well, so beetle into that is not as strong as it used to be. If that's a Tar Creeper, okay, it's a Secret Mage. Fine, fine, fine. Well, against Secret Mage I would have preferred to open with something else. But I couldn't know, and I suspected that it might be a mirror because he didn't spend the coin on one, and he kept the card. So why would you keep a card if you can't even coin it out? If you're playing Secret Mage. That just didn't quite fit.
Excuse me, you are on fire.
Fairly aggressive stuff. So now there's likely runes and there's counterspell. I think red can protect me a little bit more later. There are no spells that I can play together with red next turn. I can go Arcanologist ping. I expect there to be explosive runes now. I also have the option to go Arcanologist rat. Does he have more minions in hand? Let's go Arcanologist ping. That was a pretty difficult turn. Arcanologist rat, Arcanologist ping, Raven, Arcanologist Raven familiar, all well viable options.
We have many secrets.
He did have a great minion. No more secrets. Interesting. So that's a counter spell. Let's play the rat. Alright, we find something. That's cool. Then I throw the ice block into the counter spell. I could have saved the ice block for EApbHAtXhAtfhAurmAgA, but I think with the low amount of cards he has in hand, I have a decent chance to break through without the ice block when I can guarantee the board clear this turn. Because now I will always get the board clear. So I think sacrificing ice block there for this tempo value was acceptable. But what are the cards? He didn't have secrets in hand. That could be like a Firelands Portal or Pyroblast. Or it could be Aluneth. Well, it can't be Aluneth because he would have played Aluneth. Now there's a random secret. That's annoying. Well, if it's explosive, I can drop a Doomsayer into that. It's fine. Be a counter spell again. I can drop a Raven Familiar into that as well. And I think jamming the 2-mana Pyros is also acceptable. I think we do it like this. Then we get the 6/6 Pyros, which can protect me against explosive runes. Well, of course he can't play Firelands Portal because I have stuff here. I mean, Doomsayer here. So this means that I get to play the 6/6 Pyros on the board. This turn I don't need the Doomsayer. I want him to Firelands Portal me now, because then I'll EApbHAtXhAtfhAurmAgA myself back up. And Pyros will trade away whatever minion he has there. That's the Firelands Portal. It wasn't the card that I thought it would be. But that's okay. Being at 9 is a little bit scary. He has spent 1 Fireball. You would need to have Fireball Frostbolt to kill me. I think I'll EApbHAtXhAtfhAurmAgA next turn. I think it will be safe. Well, obviously it's not completely safe. But he can't Pyroblast me this turn. So the range that he can deal immediate damage is rather limited. And I will get more value from EApbHAtXhAtfhAurmAgA by saving it for that one more turn.
I'm late.
Could have maybe played the Doomsayer last turn. That might have been fine. Either way, I'll EApbHAtXhAtfhAurmAgA myself this turn. And take out the 5/5. So now both Firelands Portals are gone. But there's still more burn. There's still more burn left in the deck. And that's an ice block that he has there. Flame Strike wipes this nicely. Flame Strike to kill the board. Then I need to start applying pressure. He will have another 3 turns. This can be a problem. 3 turns to find some card draw. So that draws Explosive Runes or Counter Spell. No one's running Mana Bind, right? Yeah, no one's running Mana Bind. I'm going to Meteor that one. Okay, it's Explosive Runes then. But he still has another 2 turns. If I can't find Jaina, he can probably win. Well, maybe anyway. There's a beetle in N'Zoth, but this is still the line. Let's pop him at 1. Okay. And now it's Pyroblast or go home. Did he top deck Pyroblast? Maybe he did. Nah, let's go home. Paladin. So now we're looking for the Twilight Flamecallers, because this is probably Dude Paladin. It could be Murloc Paladin, which is more difficult. Okay, it's Murloc. This with the Flamecallers, this is pretty good against just the regular Silverhand Paladin, but Murlocs can snowball. I mean, I had options like coining out the beetle, but it wouldn't really challenge this anyway. Yeah, Flamecallers are here for the Silverhand Paladin. War Leader kills the Doomsayer. But I think I have to try. Weapon doesn't kill the Doomsayer. War Leader is the only thing that kills the Doomsayer, so there's only one out currently for him to get rid of this Doomsayer. Would be great to somehow put in the Artificers. And you could do that, I think. I usually have played with them, but because Tic Tac and everyone else is saying that they don't want the Artificers in this deck, I decided to try without for this particular instance. So, which is the entire purpose why I'm giving this a try like this. Let's play some minions for a change. See what happens next. So far you've been hired, so I didn't collect any valuable data. Yeah, but that happens. That's just the nature of the game. So that cannot be a War Leader. If it was a War Leader, he would have killed the Doomsayer. So it has to be something else. Oh, this is going to be so sweet. Now you get to see the true power of the Twilight Flamecaller. And, I mean, this is a thing of beauty. Oh, you had a board. You don't anymore.
The victory is yours.
Ooh. But yeah, just 4 ranks. But all ranks will be 5 stars. So if you're deeper down in the ladder, then the ranks will be longer for you. There will still be win streaks up to 5. So that will help a little bit. But hey, let's take a look at this priest game. Sound like interesting changes. Yeah, it's a really good change. It takes half of the grind away. So I want to play the Arcanologist first again to get the ice block, so that the Raven Familiar is not going to draw the ice block accidentally. Okay, so it's definitely not a... It could be a big priest. Big priest could be a problem. You'd be lucky with the Arcanologist sometimes. Oh, it's a combo priest. Combo priest who now knows that I have Polymorph in hand. Ha 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 ha, combo priest. What are you going to do about that? I ask you. We'll see. So I need to cover off that ice block in case of some Potion of Madness as well. So it's a combo priest with a bit of a bad draw. I can sympathize with that. That happens. I'm going to develop the ice block next turn. So I play the beetle this turn. He might steal the beetle, but this can't kill the beetle, so I don't think I mind. He could steal the beetle and play Duskbreaker. Would it be very effective use of Potion of Madness, so I don't expect that. Hi, Diano. How far are you going to buff that? Okay, that's relatively far. What do I do about that? I mean, I have the option to coin Meteor. He didn't use any really powerful spells yet. Just the less good stuff. I can also Dragon's Fury. Hitting 2 of these in that would guarantee that Dragon's Fury kills it. But that leaves the board open for next turn, while saving my coin.
Interesting.
Meteor leaves me in control of the board. I think I'll go with the Dragon's Fury. So this will deal at least 4, which means that the Radiant Elemental will always die here. And saves the coin. Because next turn I can do something like Ice Block Doomsayer. Depends of course a little bit on what he is able to develop here.
You are the Shadow's puppet.
So that's 5 damage. And his spells are cheap. Does he have Shadow Word Pain? I mean, I have the option to coin Flame Strike. Just looking forward to becoming Jaina. If I play Doomsayer, if he kills the Doomsayer and he doesn't have... Meteor should still be able to kill. I have a Meteor and I have Polymorph. Yeah, I think I go Ice Block Doomsayer. Let's try this. The potential risks are pretty low. They involve him having either of Secrets, Potion of Madness. Even that's not enough. Either of Secret costs 4, that leaves 3 mana. Well, actually, either of Secret's Potion of Madness, Divine Spirit, Inner Fire. That would be lethal. That would be exactly lethal. He would have to have those 5 cards in his hand now. I think it's unlikely. But this is nice pop at 1. I have to say that was a nice pop at 1. Fairly beautiful. And he has one... He has Potion of Madness left. I'm uncertain. If he has Potion of Madness and another Inner Fire in hand. Let's see what he has next. There's no more Divine Spirits. So I'm probably safe if I coin Alexstrasza on myself next turn. Stormwind Knight. That's very rare nowadays. He could have it, of course. Leroy. No, they don't run Leroy. If they run a Charger, it's the Stormwind Knight. Let's set myself to 15 then. Even if he steals Alexstrasza's attack and Potion of Madness is it. I really thought he would have a follow-up to that. Andrew, I think his follow-up was a Potion of Madness. I really think his follow-up was a Potion of Madness. But I didn't play anything on the board for him to have. That's the key. Because that's what I really believe that his follow-up here was. I really think it was Potion of Madness. I have a pretty strong read. I hope we get to see that. I really hope we get to see that before the end.
Do not fear power. Fear those who wield it.
No Divine Spirits left. I am at 20. 1 Inner Fire left, and there's Powered Shield, there's Talon Priest, but how's that ever going to be enough? It just isn't. It just isn't going to be enough. This should be a concede, right? He doesn't have the means to make a minion have so much health. Even if he has Twilight Acolyte, Potion of Madness, and then the Graced Alchemist. Or he could just have the Inner Fire. He has another Inner Fire in the deck. Yeah, there's no more Divine Spirits, that's the big thing.
The icy winds of Northland will consume your soul.
He does not seem to care about conceding. In that case, Curator time.
I must decide.
I guess he wants to outvalue you. He can't outvalue me. It's impossible. I'm just thinking what kind of game plan am I going to go for here. Curator pulls the Sindragosa. It still draws 2 cards.
I must decide.
Do I care that I'm 3 cards ahead of him in going into fatigue? I might care about that actually, yeah.
The time
I can
is
see
now.
myself caring.
I will move.
I think we go with this route here. Let's start making some Water Elementals. So he has 2 dragons and he gets 2 random legends. No, 1 dragon only after Sindragosa. 1 dragon, 2 random elementals, 1 card from my deck. But it cannot be Jaina because I had Jaina in the opener. So there's absolutely no way for him to have Jaina. And if he can't have Jaina, I mean the rest of the deck can't outvalue Jaina. Well, he could have N'Zoth to go with that Pyros. I think I'm not letting him
Time
get the
melts
Pyros
away.
value. Let's use one of the polymorphs here. Freeze some stuff and heal up. But thing is, no matter what he finds from my deck, he can't outvalue the Jaina. No, it was a Frozen Champion card. Okay. Well, Shaku is in stealth. Isn't that convenient? Do you run only 1 Arcanologist? Yeah, Berserk King. He can't get Cinder. Yeah, he couldn't get Cindercross, you're right. Yeah, I run only 1 Arcanologist because Ice Block in this deck is not an early game card. It's just combo prevention, so it doesn't matter at what point I get it. I think I don't want to give him the Shaku value. So I'll go with a ping here. And Flame Strike the board. I can sacrifice the low health Water Elemental. That one can hit him in the face. Yeah, you're right, Sindragosa was from my deck. So that was from my deck. That was from Historian. That was from pretty good Frozen Champion cards, by the way. I mean, if he has N'Zoth from my deck left, can that be a problem? That's like what I'm wondering. Can I already spend another polymorph? He could have a Deathwing there. Meteor kills Deathwing, it's fine. I could also now try to rat and see what he has. Let's check out what he has over there. He had an Alchemist. I guess I'll polymorph that. Let's do it like this. Now I'm out of polymorphs though. Rat the N'Zoth. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Other than that, let's look for some other cards. But it feels like there's lots of combo. So I think I want to take away those Inner Fires. That still leaves the Alchemist. But it's more difficult, at least with that. So, mirror, mirror on the wall, what kind of priest is this one? I think I open with the Raven Familiar to get information. It's a combo priest. Well, I would love to have an ice block here. Also, Pyros cannot be played because it gets instantly stolen.
You wish to live forever.
Potion of Madness, pretty unlikely for him to have a lot of good stuff this early. Only 4 mana available. Enough to cast Potion of Madness, Divine Spirit, Inner Fire. That doesn't do it. So the Doomsayer has the best chance to go off now. Better than later on. He has the Inner Fire. He can make a 12/12. And he can silence the Doomsayer. Well, that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure indeed. I'm going to take another hit into the face before I get rid of that one. I should probably survive. I still want to hit it preemptively to make it easier to meteor. But yeah, that was a strong opener. Doomsayer was ideal for that. There wasn't anything stronger I could do. Even if he buffs this up with something, I can probably meteor it down. Unless it's another Divine Spirit from the top deck now. Then I can't meteor. Didn't have Polymorph. Well, Inner Fire Priest, sometimes it might just be able to steal those games. So this one will be a little bit more difficult.
Once upon a time.
This is fine. Going down to 6 is not my favorite thing. But what can you do? I have to meteor that. And I might not get to play the Geist, because if he has small minions coming up, then I don't have the time to play Geist, and that's going to be a problem. Finally found a Polymorph. I think I can't Geist yet. And he has at least one more dragon in hand. He can still have Alchemist. Yeah, I think I have to meteor again. He can use the Doomsayer if he has Potion of Madness, yes, but he needs Potion of Madness and Inner Fire. That's tough when I don't have Jaina available. Because he still has another dragon left as well, so it could be an even bigger dragon. I think I have to take the chance now. No, he didn't have any Potion of Madness or Inner Fires in hand, so they can still be the Graced Alchemist. Graced Alchemist, Talon Priest Graced Alchemist can give him lethal. No more Potion of Madness, so he can't steal my stuff anymore. I was just a little bit too scared of him stealing, or a little bit scared of him stealing my stuff. I'm not sure if I was too scared about that. Probably not. Well, that always goes face. And he has another dragon in hand, but I always have a board clear from this. Unless... So Dragon's Fury will clear this board every time. There's no more Potion of Madness. Even if it was Polymorph, I could still ping the Twilight Drake. But now that it wasn't a Polymorph, I get to play Pyros. And next turn I can play Jaina. Hopefully. There's still a Divine Spirit left. And they can still be the Alchemist. And he has a dragon in hand from the Historian. That might be the only one because the Twilight Drake was played after the Historian. If he doesn't kill the Pyros now though, then that means that I can start healing already next turn. Maybe, depending on what he's able to get on the board here. If it's like... Oh dear, he has 2 dragons in hand. Okay, I can't play Jaina into this, I think. I get to 9, he has 5 on board. He can still have the Alchemist. That's the only card that can be an Alchemist though. It's the latest top deck. That's so unlikely. And then the next top deck, of course. We're playing Jaina. Let's see. He needs 4 from hand. Does he have 4 from hand? He has to have the Alchemist. One of these 2 cards, which are the 2 latest draws, has to be an Alchemist. And then he has to have a health buff.
You wish to live forever.
He can still have the Alchemist. In the deck, I mean. Obviously he didn't have it in hand. If he wants to free this, he has to silence it. So it loses the health. Because that should be safe. I mean, sure, you can free your minion. But if you want to free your minion, you have to silence it. So it loses the health. And that then leaves just the priests who prey on the warlocks. Yep. Warlock it is. But what kind of warlock? Rodrigo, where in Europe do you stream from? I'm from Finland. Yeah, I think I'm pinging this one. Let's just avoid damage for now. Tordraki, Finland. Yes, Finland. Okay, this is a fatigue warlock. So he's definitely running Rin. So I want to check if I can find a polymorph. Well, not against the Twisting Nether. Scandinavian power. Yeah, maybe something like that. So he's running Rin. That can be tricky. We'll see about that. If he finds the early Rin, or if he found Rin from the Stonehill Defender, it's 16% to find Rin from Stonehill Defender. And that will be some real problems. Well, if you want your Lucky to die, you have to kill it yourself. I have 9 cards in hand though. I will have to do something. Does he have to do something? No, he can just chill. Can't resist the temptation. Why would you tap first? Then you might pull the minion and then you can't get anything from your lackey. Doesn't seem too great. Well, there is the odd chance that he's running cubes, even though it's a little bit unlikely. So I think I'm mediating this Void Lord here. I don't have a polymorph available for it. So let's just start getting rid of it. Currently I'm living in the south, but back when we were living in north, then we visited Luleå every now and then.
Can I light your fire?
I think this fellow is enough here. Next turn I'm coining Jaina. Then we see what happens from there.
No, trust me.
South of Finland is pretty north for me. Yeah, it is pretty north. I agree.
Do not fear power. Fear those who wield it.
Alright. Now he really wants to kill this one to prevent me from making more water elementals. Sleepy Dragon. Interesting. How badly do I want to kill a Sleepy Dragon? I mean, I could draw 2 with the Curator, and I could develop a Doomsayer behind that. Because he will be at... yeah, I think that's a good plan. I think that's a perfectly acceptable plan. Also grab some healing and freeze that while I'm at it. So now his hand is full. So he has to do something. He wants those Void Lords dead. Okay. I think I'm cool with that. Polymorphing them would of course have its advantages. Don't think I mind that much. Don't want to draw my Ice Block. Evens up the fatigue, so then if he just goes cooldown next turn... oh, this can be interesting. I think it's fine. Let's draw the Ice Block. Play the Beetle. Use the Ice Block. Don't ping one of these. I might. It's probably not useful, but let's do it anyway. So now we're pretty even into fatigue. If he goes cooldown right here, that's relatively strong. Then he also has N'Zoth, so if he goes cooldown I will need to polymorph Void Lord most likely. Yeah, I was really looking for stuff like Pyros, Beetle, Syndragosa, Medivh. Especially Pyros, Medivh, Syndragosa. But those 3 are at the very bottom and my hand is now full of removal. So this is pretty bad. I think pinging that is the correct play here.
The feast of souls begins now.
That's fine. So he still has a bunch of stuff there for the rat, right? Yeah, he still has another lackey, he has that Mistress Librarian. Too early to try to rat away N'Zoth. I have only 2 spells left in the deck. Polymorph and Blizzard. So my Dragon's Furies are soon going to be useless. That's a pretty big downside. Because I really wanted to get value from all of my removal pieces. Do I try to rat already? No, it's too early.
The time is now.
Use it while you can. Yes, that's what I'm considering here. Rat is just so early here. I'll go with the rat. Ah, now I wasted it. Roped and didn't pay proper attention. Okay. How many Void Lords? 1 or 2? Just 1. And I guess that's going to be the polymorph. N'Zoth currently has Mistress, Lackey, and 2 Void Lords in it. So you can get N'Zoth with a lot of Void Lords if I just kill that. Better a Meteor. But if he had found Rin, wouldn't he have used it already? If he had a Rin, he would have used it already, I believe. Now I can't draw with the Raven anymore, because he is not drawing more cards. So I can't go deeper into fatigue than he is. Okay, so far so good. Well, that's second polymorph too, so this is just fine. So is it a Blizzard turn now? Blizzard allows me to make another water elemental. On the other hand, he has to do something next turn. And I don't have to do anything this turn.
Time melts away.
So I can just chill. I have only 1 spell left in the deck, so Dragon's Fury is soon to be useless. And he draws.
Side effects? No.
And he plays more stuff that comes out of the N'Zoth. This looks perfectly fine to me. There's my Pyros. That's excellent news. I think we're going with Blizzard here. Blizzard, make a water elemental. Play the Pyros. I have enough space in hand for the 6/6. Yeah, I don't mind that. But I need enough space in hand for the 10/10 as well. So I play the Flame Caller and Pyros. Then I have enough space in hand for the 10/10. This was problematic draw that I drew all the spells first and the minions after. That gives Warlock some kind of a chance. Whereas if I drew minions first that I could pressure and then the spells would come later, that would be more difficult for the Warlock to handle. Okay, and then we're playing the 10/10. And he has a Siphon Soul for that. Most likely. But I want all the value. The end is coming. Does that mean that he's preparing for his N'Zoth? Possibly. I think I'll play the Geist into this. I get rid of Dark Pact and the Coil. Nice, so no Dark Pact heal. No easy green kill for him. Not that really matters that much anymore anyway. Do I also want to throw in the Beetle? I think I do. I want to get rid of that Beetle. So I'm expecting him to play N'Zoth next turn. And I will respond with the Dragon's Fury. Okay, he can do this. But it's late. It's too late. Now I would just need to get some proactive cards. I mean, Medivh and Syndragos are both in the bottom 4. That is somewhat annoying. He can play 2 Seals next turn. Too many cards in hand to play N'Zoth, I mean, because there's going to be 2 copies of Pyros coming. So he gets to play his 2 Seals next turn.
I'm almost out of cards.
I have to let him do that. But it's still a long way. And he's going into fatigue first. There's Syndragos. If I play Syndragos, I will burn a card. It's either Medivh, Blizzard or Dirty Rat. But at some point I just have to burn a card. Well, let's play the Syndragos. And why not make a water elemental while I'm at it? Oh, I had 2 bananas to hand. So now he can't continue with the Seals. Okay, he thinks that he can continue with the Seals, which means that I don't burn a card. Now Dragon's Fury is unfortunately useless. 2 more cards in the deck. I mean, I can't Flame Strike Ping. He still has the N'Zoth coming. What if I just Blizzard those minions? I can play Blizzard and Raven.
The time is now.
I can ping this for another water elemental. I can Blizzard the board. And I'm hitting him in the face. Flame Strike and Water Arrow. I didn't want to burn cards. Now this delays the Seals a little bit again.
I'm almost out of cards.
Maybe not quite the time to rat yet. Medivh is my last card. Pretty annoying. 2 bananas to my hand. I can play one of the bananas. So what does he have in hand? He has a Beetle, he has a Lackey. So he is playing well around the Dirty Rat. Next turn he will play the remaining seals, right? So he gets a 6. No, there's 1 seal left. Gets the 6/6. I think we're going with this. Then I don't burn the medieval. So he's holding on to some minions so that he has tools against Dirty Rat.
I'm out of cards.
So there's no real value in him playing the Azari, other than the 10/10. What he really wants to play is the N'Zoth. Can I manage to pull the N'Zoth from his hand? Pretty difficult when it's 50% to get N'Zoth. Oh, it's 25% to get N'Zoth. Let's see what I can pull. Pull the Azari. Fine, then I have to pull him off that. Now he gets to play the N'Zoth still. I didn't want him to be able to play the N'Zoth, but now he will be able to play it. That is somewhat unfortunate. Eight cards in hand. This is still fine. Play Medieval. Turn that one into a water elemental. Next turn I play the N'Zoth. He has another Twisting Nether left. But I wanted to get the Pyroseas down, so maybe mistakes have been made here. So I can hit here. I can banana this one. Not the greatest use of Atish ever, but hit there. Then I can Flame Strike. Then I can ping this Void Lord. So now he has a bit of a board here, but that's a board that dies to a simple Flame Strike. So he can't really have, I mean, he doesn't have any way to deal with this, right? He has to just go all face and Twisting Nether. And after he does that, I play N'Zoth. And then he has no answer to the N'Zoth. Well, he has Defile left. So yeah, he could try to set up a Defile board here if he can. That saves the Twisting Nether, but then I have endless stream of Pyroseas. Kill a Void Lord and Flame Strike. I think this was fine. I don't think he has any outs here. I really don't. Because he sets up a Defile, and then his remaining cards are Twisting Nether and Possessed Lackey. And okay, you have to use the Twisting Nether on this N'Zoth. But once you do, I get armor and I get more copies of Pyros. So you're still dead. Very, very dead. I got a N'Zoth. Random N'Zoth. These are not the cards I seek. So let's check for something else. Geist is good. Removes the Dark Pacts. Geist means that if he can't Rin before I Geist, that means that he can only Rin at turn 10 at the earliest and only with a fully buffed Spellstone. So here we go again. With Geist in hand, I can probably polymorph Rin. This deck looks fun. Yesterday I played a lot of Paladins. Yeah, I'm ready for the Paladins. I have the Flamecaller. This is here for the Paladins. Can you believe I don't have N'Zoth still? I really can't believe that trick, because there are so many fun N'Zoth decks. I really thought you would have learned more. 8 cards in hand. If he has a Mountain Giant, this can get awkward. I think I'm still pinging here. Well, Curator is card draw. He had the Mountain Giant. That's annoying. I mean, that's really annoying. Because that means I have to polymorph the Mountain Giant. I can't leave the Mountain Giant up. And that means that... Oh. He has 2 Mountain Giants. That's really annoying. That means I'll have to Meteor the second Mountain Giant. I can't leave a Mountain Giant up. Well, he probably doesn't have Rin if he runs this stuff. And he got to use the Dark Pact now because I didn't have time to play the Geist. No. Well, now we get to play the Geist. So we remove all the rest of the Dark Pacts. Ah, that was an annoying start to the game. Skull too. Nasty stuff. Are we going to see a game where the Warlock wins? We might. We might. This has been a very, very good hand. If he has the cube, he can't of course kill it, but he can still cube the Doom God to prevent it from dying. That hand is nuts. Well, this is a little bit unfortunate. I would need to get the polymorph now, but I cannot. Do I have to try to rat in case he has a faceless manipulator for this cube? I think I have to. He had another cube, but I prevented that one from going off. But I can kill the Void Lord. Maybe we can still get somewhere from here. But it is looking a little bit bleak right now, I have to admit. This is not ideal. You don't always get to see Mountain Giant, Lackey Dark Pact, Void Lord, Doom God Cube, Double Cube. You don't always see that. Only sometimes. But he doesn't kill off the cube yet. Oh, he does, because he has a Spellstone too. Okay, he wins this one. He wins this one then. I can get to 11, but there's 14 on the board. I don't really, but that's the only out I have. Alright. Hearthstone. I'll let him kill me instead of conceding. Let him have the satisfaction of perfect draw. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.